Oh. Welcome to Meaningful Mornings. In a recent parenting culture space, I was sharing with all of the parents, all of the caregivers, that we tend to follow the path of Preya. Preya expressed is procrastination. The foundation for procrastination is being lazy. And one can identify themselves as not being lazy, but if one lacks energy, then naturally one becomes lazy. I see this in this community. On Fridays, how you look is very different than Saturdays, and even more different than Sundays. You know it's 4:45 a.m. for me right now. Yes, I've showered and had a meeting. And I share all of this with you because this morning we commence Navaratri together. What a more beautiful way can one celebrate Navaratri like than what we are doing. In Navaratri, we begin by offering our dedication to Devi Parvati. Devi Parvati is an icon of energy. For us to purge tamas, this feeling of laziness, by invoking Devi Parvati, this feeling of energy, that I will not follow the path of least resistance, that I will not think and speak and act in a way that is easy, that I will not procrastinate. We are in a special portion of Bhagavad Gita. Every portion is special, but this portion has some verses that are most loving. We've come across one. Tomorrow we will come across, or 2 days from now, we'll come across another. What is this most beautiful verse? Ananyas chintayanto mam ye janah paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. This verse is a beautiful depiction of the word bhaja. When I use the word bhaja, our minds tend to drift to bhajans, which means to sing. And that is lovely. But singing can be more lovely. It becomes more lovely when this is felt more. The evolution of to sing is to seek, where you're not just using your words, but now you're using your thoughts too. To seek is shared in the first quarter. And I had shared practically for all of us, how can we seek with love? Slow down. slow down your outer world, to slow down your inner world, so that what you're thinking of is of a high quality. When we go shopping in a rush, we buy garbage. When you go shopping and you're not in a rush, you buy that which is of a higher quality, as in healthier. Slow down. To sing, we tend to do that. First quarter, to seek. The second quarter, to serve. Upasana means to sit near, where you know what your guide, what your map, what your divinity is doing, what they need. In our culture, when one feels dakshina, as in grateful, and they express this as dana, as in generosity, whatever one gives to their guide, to their map, to their divinity, they give with a coin. And this coin is soaked in water. That coin is the expression of dana, or generosity. That water is symbolic for bhakti. Water in our culture symbolizes thoughts. That these thoughts are one of dedication, one of love, with which I'm offering this. That's why it's important to know that dakshina does not mean this check or this clothing. Dakshina means the bhakti. And then from that comes the dana. For all of you who are tuned in, the next time you offer your dana, consider this practice. It'd be awesome. You'll go to a Western charity and you'll give a check, and there's that wet coin that's ruined that check, correct? What are you doing? In the third quarter, we go from to seek, to serve, to surrender. To surrender. Nitya, that means there's an immersion, a communion with guide, map, divinity. Divinity, map, guide is perpetually with us, is perpetually in us, is perpetually us. But we have to know that to benefit by it. Here, while I'm in Portland, I'm engaged in diverse programs. So I'm wearing this kurta, I'm wearing those pants, I have this backpack, and so on. And sometimes if my nose is running, I'm looking for my handkerchief and I keep thinking maybe it's in those pants or in my bag. But if I know that it's in my pocket right now, I benefit by that. It was always there, but I didn't know it, so I'm looking over there. But if I know it's here, I can use it. It was a very boring example, but it makes sense, correct? Here it is. Start off with singing. We're typically doing that in a robotic way. Evolve this to seek, to serve, to surrender. And what will happen then? Sri Krishna, Vahami, will grace us with yoga, which means serenity. And finally will grace us with kshema, which is salvation, where you no longer have to sing, seek, serve, surrender. That's for those who are not saved. For one who's saved, they don't have to engage in any more verbs. They're just being. We continue to those who don't live like this. We are in verse 24. Aham hi sarva yagnyanam bhokta cha prabhureva cha natu mam abhijananti tatvena tascha vantite. Yagnyanam means what we are doing, and we're doing this to receive, to get, to take. We tend to do, to receive, to get, to take what will benefit us. This is a strong notion of I am the doer, and so I'm creating this notion of I am the deserver. Here Shri Krishna says he, he means indeed, he here can also mean he. All that we do, we feel we are the doer, but here he's transparently sharing he is the one who's the doer. Now think of the repercussions of this transition from I am the doer to he is the doer. The immediate repercussion that I see that happens is I would worry less. Remember Pujya Swami Tejo Mayananda shared that this is the best verse or best section on stress management. And he now is explicit about this. He says, the word aham continues, aham bhokta. I am the deserver. Why? Aham prabhu. I am the doer. He's sharing in this first line, I am life that is tending to itself. Do you think that you can tend to life? You can't tend to life. I am tending to this. What should you do? Surrender this notion of deservership, bhokta, doership, prabhu. You win in this surrender. We have the exact opposite notion that to surrender means you lose. That is true objectively. Subjectively, if you surrender, you win. Less worrying, as I keep bringing up. However, tu, indeed I am the doer and deserver. However, tu, indeed na mam abhijananti, you don't know me. You don't know what I am and what I do. Tu means indeed, and then casually tu also means you. He's speaking to us. Abhijananti, you know lots, but you don't know me. You don't know who I am for you. This abhijananti, not knowing, creates ahankara. I did, I do, I will do. And the more egotistical one is, and this is a practical reflective point, since one feels they're the doer, they feel that others are the doer too, and they're always trying to find a better doer who can help them to receive, get, take. And what I mean by that more clearly is, if I feel I'm the doer, and I feel like I want more in my life, then I'm going to go to another doer like a semi-god. The devas, yes? I'm going to go to the CEO who can promote me because I feel the CEO is the doer. So the CEO is the one who can help me deserve this. Yesterday I shared semi-gods is synonymous with goals. Here I'm sharing devas is synonymous with desires. Today in Vedanta and Bhagavata, I will begin sharing thoughts on Sri Krishna leaving this world. And when he leaves this world, that is the commencement of the period known as Kali. Kali in English means conflict. Today, I've yet to have any conflict with anyone. Keeping in mind, I've been locked in this room for many hours, so no one to fight with. Soon, much conflict will begin. But even though I'm locked in this room by myself, there's so much conflict in me. How? Because I have so many goals. I have my family goal, my professional goal, my personal goal, my social goal. And all of these goals are fighting with each other. All of these semi-gods fight with each other all the time, correct? Indra is fighting with Varuna, Varuna is fighting with Hiranyakashipu. When one has many goals, that is Kali. Comparatively, do you know what a single goal is? That's not Kali, that's Krita. The best period is known as Krita Yuga. Krita means integrity. What you think, you say. What you say, you do. There's a single entity. So these verses are comparing the one who's living by integrity. They have one goal. What is that goal? God. And comparatively, those who have many goals, they're the ones who are disintegrated, conflict, inside and outside. And he specifies here from the tattva chavanti te. They from me, tattva chavanti, fall. From me, which means their nature is existence, awareness, joy, but they fall from that and they start to feel that their nature is stress, anxiety, dejection. Sad verses. See, sad is an acronym: stress, anxiety, dejection. There's one more sad verse until verse 26, which teaches how easy it is to practice bhakti. From inspiration to application, your continuing application was to memorize verse 22. I've chanted it 3 days in a row now, and you're memorizing this. You have memorized this, correct? So this will continue, and I'll give you an insight about a question a young boy asked me about closeness with Sri Krishna. I'll share that with you tomorrow. Shanti, Shanti, Shantihi. Be safe, be sound, be serene, be joy.